some news for you. We have got Australia's first Nissan Z on the dyno right now. ECU Tech just released the software about 2 days ago, and we're on it. It's the first Australian model to be tuned. We had to get the ROM file uploaded onto the database. That's how new it was. The car's only got 230 Ks on it. It's owned by Import Monster, and we're ready to rock. We have done some base runs already. Trent's in the middle of tuning, and let's go check him out.
Particular car at the moment is literally brand new, driven from the showroom to here. We've tuned it completely standard. We want to do multiple stages, and the first stage is obviously for those that don't want to put a loud exhaust on it, or they just want a little bit of extra performance without doing lots of outside modifications. So we've done that first. It will be getting exhaust and all that sort of stuff, so we'll keep you updated with that. But even standard, just with the tune, these things respond extremely well. The limiting factor, if you come and have a look here, on a R35, they run front mount intercoolers. The Q50 Infinities and also the 400Z, they run a water to air cooler on each side, and that is the limiting factor for power. So you can't just wind in loads and loads of boost. We actually need to make sure that we keep in mind that there is only a certain amount of heat that we can get out of the front radiator system with these water to air coolers. So yeah, look, the results speak to themselves. Like over 100 Newton meters of extra torque. So that is huge. I mean, it's 600 Newton meters it was tuned at. Stock it made 475, so that is huge. Total peak power, we went from stock it made around about 266 to 267 kilowatts at the peak. We ended up making 295 kilowatts, so a 27 kilowatt gain at the top. But that, although it's impressive, it's not the big, I don't know, the big draw card of this engine. The main sort of power gains in this is in the mid-range, and in the mid-range down here, if we come and have a look at 3,500 RPM, we go from about 130 kilowatts. Let's not go exact. Let's go exact. So we go from about 143 kilowatts to 206 kilowatts. That's a huge gain. 60 kilowatts at 3.5 is huge. And it's pretty good. It's literally a 60, let's say 50, 40, 30. So it's good gains everywhere. And if we move across to torque, there's a massive dip in the factory tuning. I did like plenty of runs on this. Those two runs actually, one's in 4th and one's in 5th. We just wanted to see what the difference was. Obviously on this particular dyno, it's very, very accurate. So it, the runs, other than a bit of heat soak in the cooler, are pretty much identical. But yeah, every single run had this massive dip at 3.5, which really, you could feel it on the road as well. now there is no dip. And if we go here at 400, sorry, at 3.5, we go from 400 to 575. That's 175 Newton meters of extra torque. Like, it is completely different beast now. It's an absolute machine. So yeah, should be fun. Look, we're very, very lucky as well, because like I said before, we had lots of experience with the Infinities. I don't know why they didn't market them so well, but the first time I saw one, I was super surprised. Someone rang and said, "Hey, we've got this 4-door saloon. It's got a twin turbo V6 in it, and it's direct injected. What can we do to it?" And yeah, ECU Tech provides the software. And yeah, the first time I tuned one, I'm like, why does Nissan, why does Infiniti not tell everyone about these things? They are a silly, quick little car. So yeah.
Next best thing.
Yeah, well, they've finally put the motor, finally put an engine in something that is sort of more fitting for the performance enthusiast, I suppose. And yeah, this particular car, with the ECU Tech, we're able to do full flex tuning on it. Expect results to be, high 300 kilowatts of the wheels with literally exhaust, heat exchanger upgrade, and a flex fuel kit. There is some limitations to the fuel system, like you can't go full E85, but you can run like a 50, 40, 60% mix in it and make decent power, and obviously drive around on 98 the rest of the time, or add E85 if you want more power. But yeah, very, very good system. This particular car as well, being stock with all the stock heat exchangers, the ECU Tech allows us to run fail-safe. So if that charge temperature does get too hot, let's say you're at a track day or something like that, or you're thrashing around on a day that's probably too hot to really be thrashing around on, it will monitor the temperature differentials, and if it starts to get really, really high, it'll actually start minimizing your torque output, and it'll limit that power to stop it from doing any sort of damage. This is Import Monster's car. As we've mentioned before, Import Monster were the first sort of Victorian company to really get behind the 8.6, and I know they're totally different cars, but Aaron has like a one-stop solution for all your parts at Import Monster. So they've got suspension, they've got a really good relationship with Shockworks, they've got relationship with a lot of the wheel companies, like a lot of the Jap branded wheel companies, also exhaust companies and bits and pieces like that. He also is pretty much the turbocharger king. If you want a turbo kit for your 8.6, you go to Import Monster. And yeah, so being the first to market there, they wanted to do exactly the same thing with the Z, and that's why we've got it here. So this particular car, completely stock, but Import Monster will very soon have Shockworks, wheels, exhaust, and everything in stock ready to go for your Z. And then obviously we can tune it, and yeah, we look to have hoping to have a good working relationship with Import Monster. But yeah, ECU Tech, Import Monster, and Chequered Tuning collab together, and yeah, stage, I don't know, what do you call it? We're not into doing stages, but stage 0.5 or stage 1 or whatever it is. No mods, just to tune. Awesome results. Go see the boys at Import Monster.
Z!
Yeah.